Hi, I'm Keith Thompson, and this is my Learning Manifesto. I've been an English teacher for 8 years, and I've been working at South Gloucestershire and Stroud College, Bristol, in the southwest of the UK for 5 years now. I'm a course leader for a GCSE English language programme for learners aged 16 to 19, and it's my responsibility to manage and deliver a course that gives these students the literacy skills and the qualifications they need for further study and in order to enter the world of work. The values that underpin my practice can be summed up as follows. I believe in a practice that is rooted in humanistic values of unconditional positive regard. I believe in a practice that actively promotes equality, diversity and inclusion, and one that encourages critical thinking, respect, tolerance and independent learning. And finally, I believe in a practice that develops the skills learners need to successfully participate in society. But what do these values look like when applied to the context of digital teaching and learning? Well, before we answer that question, we must first look at where the institution I work for sits in relation to the wider global, national and regional context. So two international organisations, UNESCO and the OECD, and in particular we'll see how these international organisations affect myself at the institutional level. And in particular, we're going to look firstly at UNESCO's ICT competency framework. And that really is all about encouraging teachers to be aware of their responsibilities in terms of promoting and developing technological literacy skills, but also contributing to the knowledge of ICT and its effective use in education and also policy. Secondly, the OECD. They wrote a report in 2016 looking at literacy and numeracy skills, and they identified that amongst 16 to 19 learners, England had the lowest levels of literacy among all the other OECD countries. Now, a further issue is raised when we look at the regional context. For example, here, the Department for Education's school performance tables. The Southwest, where I work, had one of the highest percentages of underperforming schools in England. Now, this is compounded by the fact that 16 to 19 learners significantly underperform when retaking their GCSE English language. On average, about 2/3 of students will pass with a grade A to C or 4 to 9. But learners 17 plus, that is less than a third will get those grades. And obviously this presents a serious challenge for practitioners, and that is really how do we raise these literacy levels and pass rates. So looking at how all this comes together at an institutional context now. So building on the work of FELTAG and JISC, my department has had a lot of success with flipped learning on the A-level program. And furthermore, the college implemented an institution-wide reading strategy in the 2016-17 academic year, which coincided with the new GCSE curriculum. And it was within this context that I joined the Outstanding Teacher Training Programme, and during this period, the Academic Studies GCSE English Language Programme came to be flipped. Consequently, more digital materials and assessments have been created that develop learners' reading skills and their knowledge and comprehension of a range of subject matter. The outcome? Well, the programme has been transformed and will continue to be redeveloped over the coming months. Some significant developments include the creation of new online reciprocal reading assessments based on text and questions learners will encounter in the summer exams, new digital interactive study materials, and together these new materials alongside those that previously existed give us a wealth of data, creating a more coherent and in-depth formative assessment process. And finally, now all homework is now digital, improving accessibility for learners, but also it's more effective for us as teachers to manage. This all fits in with contemporary good practice. For example, the Department for Education identified that yes, providing homework on an online platform can be an effective approach, but also that students have difficulty reading source text and writing substantive answers in the exam simply because they rarely read or write anything of this length in their daily lives. And it is by providing regular reading assessments as homework alongside the reading done in class and with more time available in the classroom for writing, it is exactly these obstacles to developing higher levels of literacy that the flipped learning approach we've taken seeks to address. So, really, the global, the national and the regional are the institutional. And now, to return to that question earlier in the presentation, What do my values as a teacher, tutor, and learner look like when applied to the context of digital teaching and learning? Well, firstly, I can meet some of the needs of my learners by using approaches that utilize the technology that they use, enabling them to be flexible with how and where they learn, for example. Secondly, the flipped learning approach provides more class time to explore subject matter that raises awareness of issues related to tolerance and respect, and actively promotes equality, diversity, and inclusion. Thirdly, the flipped learning approach enables us to dedicate more time to class to develop higher order skills such as critical thinking, discussion, and reading and writing, and also fostering more independence in the learner's learning. And finally, by combining digital teaching and learning with traditional methods, it supports the development of not only the core literacy skills of reading and writing, but also the technological literacy learners need to successfully participate in society. Now, I know it's been quite a whistle-stop tour, so if you'd like to check out the blog post that accompanies this presentation, by all means, please do. Thank you.